What is up, Facebook? This is actually a test run because I just got myself a new webcam and it looks really clear, but I don't know how things look like on your side, and I don't know if the mic is clear. So if anyone is watching this right now, what is up, Elizabeth? If you can hear my voice and everything is clear, please let me know in the comments below because this is just a test run. I'm testing out my brand new webcam. It looks really clear. What is up, Sarah? Actually, I don't know who you guys are. I think we probably just added each other some time back. So if everything is good, let me know in the comments below. It should all be clear. My voice should be crystal clear. And the reason why I am making this live video is to share with you a story. A couple of weeks ago when I was in Toronto, it looks really weird because now I'm looking at the screen and the camera is right here. So a couple of weeks ago when I was in Canada, attending a Bob Proctor private consultant training event, one of my team members asked me a question like, Sean, I think you're a very disciplined person. You are focused. You are committed. You're consistent. Like, where did you get it, right? And my answer was that I was not born with that. And all these, you can hear my voice. It is a little rough. How about now? Is it clear? Oh, Elizabeth, I remember you now. We sat together. You are the voice. You heal people with your voice. I remember now. Yeah, so this is the best I can do at the moment. Maybe I'll speak a little bit louder. So I wasn't born with the focus and consistency and the determination that you see right now. In fact, just a year ago, I didn't have everything that I do right now. I was still a struggling martial artist, right? I was teaching martial arts and fencing at $50 an hour, and I didn't have an exit strategy. I didn't have a game plan. So everything changed when I finally understood and came across this concept called a high income skill. And when you're making $50 an hour and someone comes over to you and say, have you heard of a high income skill? What's your, hi Sunny, hi buddy, is my voice clear? Is my camera clear? It's brand new. So when you're making $50 an hour as a struggling martial artist, as a struggling fencing coach, and someone comes to you and they tell you, have you heard of a high income skill? And half of you is skeptical, right? And yeah, look into the screen. Good idea. So where was I? So someone comes to you and tell you that you have a high income skill. So half of you is going to be skeptical, and the other half is going to be like, wait a minute, what is this shit all about, right? So I checked it out, and it turns out that a high income skill is really a thing. Whether it's photography, whether it's website design, whether it's high ticket closing, whether it's copywriting, even if it's a skill that you're teaching, if you are not trading your time for money, but you're actually producing a result, a outcome for someone, and they're willing to pay you, what you deserve, that is a high income skill. So I was like, wait a minute, if this high income skill is a legit thing, why don't I have it? And what must I do in order to have it? So I studied, right? I joined programs, I hired mentors, I learned how to do copywriting. I learned how to do high ticket closing. And combined, eventually, through sheer hard work, through determination, through consistency, through training, I channel all of my determination that I built as a martial artist, as an athlete, into forging these three high income skills. Copywriting, so I wrote copy for the web. High ticket closing, I closed for influencers. And martial arts. So I raised my prices as a martial arts instructor myself. So combine these three high income skills after a year of hellacious training, hellacious focus. After a year, I finally hit my first 10K month. And once you tasted it, you are not going back to $50 an hour. Absolutely not. right? So I'm not here to talk about my high income skill. I'm not here to talk about the 10K a month. I'm not here to talk about none of those. I'm here to talk about what I was saying earlier in the video. When my teammate asked me, where did you get your conviction, your determination, your focus, your clarity, your discipline? It all started when I was 14 years old. And I don't know if you're familiar with the sport, badminton. So you hold something like tennis, but instead of hitting like the ball, you're hitting a shuttlecock. It's a rubber cock with like a lot of feathers. So you just hit it from side to side. And I love to play that sport, right? And when I was 14 years old, I joined the club in my school. And one day I tag along with like the new coach. So we had about a year with the old coach and everything was fine. I train once a week. It's just a good sport to play after school. And 13 years old, that's just what you do, right? You exercise once a week. It's pretty cool. And my dad played badminton as well. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'll just join the club, play once a week, and it's all good. Just a regular kid, regular mindset, just want to study well, get good grades and graduate from school and then just do what everyone else is doing. Just a regular average kid, nothing special, right? A year later, the new coach came. And that year I followed the squad for a competition, badminton competition. And when I arrived at the venue, I was so excited. Like I've been training for a year, and now I get to represent the school. It's like so cool. I'm part of the school team, I'm so proud to like wear the school's jersey and like, this is the best thing ever. I'm proud to represent the school. But when I arrived at the arena, the new coach, his face just changed. And he kept quiet for a few minutes. And finally, as he was briefing the team, he said, "One of you should not be here." And everyone was like, wow, who is coach referring to, right? And I was like, I don't know, no, I should be here, right? Because I love the sport, I can play, why not? And he said, one of you shouldn't be here. And to my horror, he was actually referring to me. And you know what's the reason? It's because of my size, my build. I don't know if you actually see me in person now, I look slim, but when I was young, I was thin and I was weak and I was sickly and I was nothing you would ever envision to be an athlete. So based on my size, based on my build, based on my confidence, and maybe based on how I look and how I talk, I have no idea. The coach just say, Sean, this is not for you. You shouldn't play this sport. You should go home. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what did I just walk into? And because I was there, to prove his point, he let me play a couple of games against another school, right? Competition. And I was so nervous, I lacked so much confidence, and I was already so demoralized by my own coach that I got completely wrecked. I got completely destroyed. And after a couple of games, I was panting like hell, and my coach came up to me and he said, "Do you see what I mean now?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "You are just not ready, Sean. You are just not good enough." Right? And I forever remember the scene. I was panting and I was suffering. Like physically, I was burnt out, and emotionally, I was demoralized, and I was so like just wrecked. And my coach put his hands behind his back, smiled, shook his head, and said, "Sean, you are just not ready. You are just not good enough." And can you imagine being a 13, 14 years old, and instead of having like a teacher or a coach to build your confidence, to give you the skills, this is what he actually did. And my confidence from that day onwards was completely destroyed, because I was like, what's wrong with me, right? And because of that incident, that day I remember when I went home, I didn't know what to think, because that was the only thing I love to do. I just love to play the sport. It's a good feeling, I'm happy. And now I can't do it in school anymore. Then what do I do after school? Basketball? I don't like basketball. Why can't I play the sport I love? What did I do wrong to get fired from the team just like that? I show up on time, I train, I have a good attitude. Why am I being cut from the team, right? So that day I went home, I lay on my bed. I didn't know what to think. And for little Sean, teenage Sean, a little tear just flowed down my face. Just one tear. When you are so sad that you don't cry, you don't laugh, you only have one tear. That's what I'm talking about. And I asked myself, like, what do I do from here? Where do I go from here? What's going to happen next? And the next day, I woke up with a completely different attitude. Everything changed from the day onwards. I was angry. I felt treated unfairly, and I was just pissed. That was the beginning of my like teenage rebellious like angry phase. I was pissed as hell. I was like, why is this happening? It's not fair, right? From that day onwards, every single day I got up at 5 a.m. in the morning before school started, before class started. I would get up at 5 and I would go to my school and I would start running around the track to build my stamina, because I know that was one of my main shortcomings. I would run every single morning in my uniform. I didn't bring extra clothes to change. I trained every single morning, 5 a.m. And I would went to class. I would go to class all sweaty and I would start my day exactly like that. But I knew that I needed to train. I knew that I needed to build my body. I knew I needed to build my mind and become stronger so that I can prove that coach wrong and I can reclaim what's rightfully mine, which is to do well in the sport and to represent the school. So that was the very first incident that created the change. That moving forward, yes, I know that I'm thin. Yes, I know that I'm weak. Yes, I know that I'm sickly, but I do not accept failure. You understand what I'm saying? That was the beginning of my realization that I have a negative start, I have a negative beginning, but I don't accept failure. And I absolutely hate the feeling of losing. And because of that, I started training. And that was the beginning of my consistency, right? And that was when I was about 13, 14 years old. And since then, that has become my thing. Staying focused, staying resilient, keeping your eye on the prize so that people don't walk around you, don't walk all over you, right? People don't take advantage of your weakness, right? So it was because of this attitude that for the next 10, 15 years, I forged, the same kind of philosophy into my mind, into my psyche, into everything. And everything I do, I would maintain the same kind of intensity, the same kind of focus, the same kind of conviction year after year, right? I trained, I focused. And by 2014, I finally became a national athlete. But this time it was in a different sport. I fell in love with another sport. It was fencing. You suit up in white and then you spar with the blade. So Western épée fencing. So I fell in love with fencing. And in 2014, I finally managed to become a member of the national fencing training squad here in Singapore. And I stayed there in the next 2 to 3 years. And that was a dream come true, because not only did I did well, I didn't represent my school, but eventually I could be part of my country's team. And I traveled to so many countries, learning from the best, training from the best, competing against the best. Like from my 20s to 30s, I have no regrets, because in the world of sport, I've accomplished, like you see all the medals behind me, like I've accomplished everything I wanted to do. By the way, it's not about the medals, it's not about winning, it's about overcoming my own weaknesses, right? Overcoming my own limitations. So the reason why I'm sharing with you this origin story is for you to see that a year ago, when I was forging my 3 high income skills to get to that 10K a month, I was ready. Maybe when I was 14 years old, my coach said to me, "You're not ready." By the time, 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears, by the time it came to growing up and taking ownership of my finances and building my 3 high income skills, I was nothing but ready. Because I developed a mind that learned how to focus. I developed a mind that learned how to be consistent. I developed a mind that learned how to do whatever it takes to soldier through whatever you need to soldier through in order to make your dreams become a reality. And it turns out that even after leaving the world of sports, leaving the world of martial art, entering the world of business, I realized that that is actually the toughest sport ever. And if you're watching this live video right now, or maybe you watch the replay on YouTube and you're in business as well, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business leader, you are a realtor, you are a, sales professional, you are a coach, and you are in the world of business, right? You realize exactly what I'm saying to you right now. You need to possess the consistency, the focus, the discipline, the mental powers that a world-class, top-notch athlete has, or your competition is going to very easily take advantage of you the way my coach did with me and have their way with it, and you won't be able to help yourself. So I'm not making this video to talk about me. I'm making this video because the first 30 years of my life, it was about training, it was about taking. And I foresee the next 30 years of my life to be about giving and to be about training other people. Because I've accomplished, everything that I wanted to do as a kid, as a teenager. I overcame my demons. I fulfilled, all my dreams. I wanted to conquer my weakness. I wanted to conquer my fear. I wanted to conquer my limitations, and I achieved all of that. And I'm about helping you achieve the same thing, because I know that I've done it, and I'll continue to do it. And I want you to have the same thing as well. To me, I see that as my legacy, as my gift to this world. Long after I'm gone, I want to be proud to be able to say that I have impacted, millions of lives that were like me when I was young, weak, helpless, unable to deal with my limitations, and now I'm able to help other people achieve the same thing. To me, that's what drives me. That's what makes me jump out of bed. When I bought this camera, I was so excited to get on this live because I found my purpose. I found my niche. I found my thing. It's to help athletes, help business leaders unleash the world champion, unleash the Olympian in them. So if you're watching this live or even the replay, and like I said, you are in business and you have some limitations, that is inside you. Maybe you're procrastinating. Maybe you don't have the kind of focus you want to have. Maybe you don't have the mindset you want to have, and you know it. That's why you're on this live. That's why you're watching my replay. And you want to ask yourself, how can I unleash my subconscious powers to achieve, what Sean managed to do for himself, from being weak, sickly, unconfident, from being trapped at $50 an hour to forging a dream, six-figure lifestyle of what I'm calling an athlete-preneur. You can do the same, but first you need to learn how the mind works, and you need to learn what a paradigm is. You need to learn how to activate, trigger, and reprogram your subconscious mind so that you become unstoppable. And last but not least, you need to learn how the laws of the universe work so that you can align yourself with them rather than the laws use you. Now you are in control and you are using the laws. Am I making sense over here? Right? So long story short, you need to unleash the athlete in yourself so that you are driven, you are focused, you are consistent, you are disciplined, you are determined, and nothing can stop you. For that reason, I'm going to compile everything I've learned, from Bob Proctor, from my success coach, from everything I've learned, even from my own experience. I'm going to compile everything into a step-by-step, practical 3-day masterclass. It's going to be on the 5th to 7th of March. It's a completely free event. It's specially designed to give athletes or business leaders like yourself the ultimate edge, right, to finding your success. It's going to be completely free. It's going to be 5, 6, 7 of March. The only thing is going to be 1 a.m. Singapore Standard Time, which is right now. If you're live, that is the time right now. It's 1 a.m. here in Singapore. So it's going to be 5th to 7th March, 1 a.m. Singapore Standard Time. So if you're from the States, from Canada, from wherever, do like a Google conversion and convert the time over. Usually Singapore is kind of like 1 day ahead or something like that. So remember to convert the time. It's 5th to 7th March, 1 a.m. Singapore time. It's a free 3-day masterclass. To register for my masterclass, go to sena.live. That's SENA.live, LIVE/unstoppable. You can find it also in the in the description. Is it here or below? Or if it's on YouTube, scroll down, read the description. It's sena.live/unstoppable. Click on the link. You will be redirected to a registration page. Type in your first name, type in your email, and you'll be redirected. And you'll be given access to everything you need to get started on the day itself. I will send you an email to notify you of the masterclass. So that is what the masterclass is designed for. It's not for me, it's for you. It's for you to unleash your athlete within so that you stop messing around, you stop dancing around, and you narrow down your focus, you set goals, and you play to win. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to come back to me and say, because of your masterclass, Sean, I am now unstoppable. Do you like what you're hearing? So I'm going to leave this live on for another couple more minutes, and I am going to just scroll through the comments. So if you're watching this, what is up, Rodolfo, Gavin, Charles, Reda, Shubham, Himalay, Kent? I don't know all of you. I only know like a couple of you. We probably connected some time ago. So if you're on this live, you heard my story, and you have a question, type it in the chat. I'm going to leave this on for another 90 seconds and see if we have any good questions that can take this live to a whole new level. And if you don't think you are an athlete, you are seriously wrong. You are in business, trust me, you are an athlete, because business is the toughest sport of them all. It's the toughest competition there is. If you don't turn yourself into a world-class athlete, then what are you doing here, right? You have to have the desire to play to win. You need to have the technology here to play to win. Would you agree with me? So I can see there are actually some of you still hanging around here. Any questions, type it in the chat. Any feedback? Smile. People will love your personality. You have the calmness that everyone says that. Everyone says that. I don't feel that I'm calm, but people say that all the time, like you are calm. So what I want to say is your customers are waiting for you. Absolutely. I know that I can change your life because I had such a negative start, and look at me right now. So I can do it. I'm absolutely sure I can help you to do it. You need to know what your goals are, though. You need to know what you truly want, and I'm here to give you that clarity. But be patient. There's still a week. In exactly a week from now, that's going to be my masterclass. In the meantime, let me scroll through the chat. You have what it takes to heal people all over the world. So just do it. Share several times every week. Yeah, you bet. I'm going to be here live every single day. What's up, 10 May? What's up, Dominic? Okay, no further questions. I'm going to call it a day. If you're watching this replay sometime either later today or sometime down the week, or you watch this replay on YouTube as well, remember to like this video, drop a comment below, subscribe to my channel if you are watching this on YouTube, and hit the notification bell so every time I release a live video or a video on personal development, you get notified. Last but not least, if you know of a friend that's an athlete or is a business leader that needs to start thinking and executing like an athlete, and you know that my message can help them, do them a favor. If it's on Facebook, tag them in the comments below. If it's on YouTube, just send them the URL to the link to this video. You never know whose life you could change when you take an action like that. This could be the breakthrough. My message could just be the breakthrough that your friend needs. So I had fun making this live. I'm going to be here again, same time, same place. If you have any questions, just write to me directly and I will address it tomorrow. So that's it, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao, guys.